Holy friends, for 10 months I was blessed with an opportunity to experience the land of Israel like I never experienced it before. Here's a trip on my motorcycle before it was stolen, from Arad to Masada. Now, normally people go to Masada from the Dead Sea side. Now, this is going from Arad to Masada from the other side in the desert, and absolutely an amazing experience. As you see, there was no one on this road, and people who drive motorcycles, we love the country roads with the turns, and I had to take it carefully because I knew there was no one on this road. Something happens, but it was a beautiful experience, and I have to recount that these 10 months have been amazing. Unless you're on a horseback or a motorcycle, you can't really experience the roads, or unless you're hiking also, the same way as you do in a car or bus, because there's sights and sounds and smells that you can only experience on a bike, on a horseback. So it has been a very special experience to connect to the land of Israel in such a way, and to see so many intricate parts of Israel that I'd never experienced before. Interesting enough, my favorite parts of traveling were the trips to the desert and the Dead Sea. I felt tremendous kedusha and holiness going to these places. Like there was just these sparks of godliness and connecting to Hashem in these places. So I'm hoping to be blessed with another opportunity to continue driving through Israel on a new bike, if it's God's will. And very thankful for that opportunity. When you come to visit Israel, you have 2 weeks usually you're here to visit, or if you're in school, then the school takes you on these trips, but you can't experience everything. Only when you really go and make it a part of your life to just explore and experience can you really take in all the sounds and sights of Israel. And all these places have been traveled by holy Jews for thousands of years. There's tradition in every part of Israel, and it's very, very special. So, just recounting a lot of the trips we took. I took a trip to Bava Sali towards the beginning of the having the bike up in the Tivot, and right around the border of Gaza. Took a few trips to Ashkelon, and then a lot of trips to Ashdod. Ashdod also is a very special place. Felt very connected to the water over there, the ocean. Very beautiful place. Very nice people. I enjoyed the trips over there. Did a couple trips to Tel Aviv, not a lot, but also a good experience to see all the different cities of Israel and experience them. I had a wonderful trip to Tveria through the back way. People were telling me it's too dangerous to go through the back way, the Bika, as they call it, by the Jordan Valley. And it definitely could be safer, but there was only a few parts that felt a little bit unsafe. And on the bike, you actually feel a little bit safer than in the car, because you can kind of get out of situations, and technically you can go a lot faster and fly away really quickly on the bike should you need to. So that was a beautiful trip up by Tveria, and there were some beautiful windy roads by Beis Shion before Tveria, say about 40 minutes south of Tveria. Some beautiful windy roads, some of my favorite. Really enjoyed that. This was the last trip, as you see, from Masada, and so the roads going from the Dead Sea in Bokek up until Arad was absolutely amazing. Some of the nicest roads in Israel. And also, of course, what you're watching now is amazing. I can't wait to, I wanted to turn around because it was a long journey, to do that in one day. But I said I have to get to the end of this road and see where it takes me, because I don't know if I'll be back. And I guess as of now, we don't have the transportation to be back. Um, so this was an amazing trip. I took a trip up to Herzliya. That was also very, very beautiful. The cliffs over there by the ocean were very, very nice. And I davened in a shul over there in the very small community. And they didn't even have, there was not enough people for chakras. So I davened in the shul myself over there. And it was a very nice Gabi over there offered me food and drinks. So that was a beautiful experience. A lot of my trips were to Beit Shemesh and back in the mountainsides of Ein Keren, beautiful mountainsides in Jerusalem. You know, people ask me, don't you miss Sfas and the beautiful mountains? But Yerushalayim has also amazing, amazing nature. And a lot of the trips, I took hikes. I parked the bike, took some hikes, and other trips, as you may have seen, were with the laptop writing my svarim in the mountains. I was doing that about 3 or 4 times a week. And I don't know if everyone can understand, but when you're writing Sifrei Kabbalah and deep, deep Torahs, to have the atmosphere of the forest and the trees and the mountains in absolute silence, it's really beneficial to be able to offer New Chidushei Torah. So I was very much enjoying those trips. I also went to some kvarim that I didn't go to before. There was Don and Shimshon Gibor. Don, the son of Yaakov Avinu, Jacob. So that was a nice experience. I had a lot more plans to go up north to the Golan. But again, since I lived in Sfas for about 10 years, I did experience most of the north. So I've been concentrating on the south in my trips and really connecting that way. I took one trip, which I haven't met anyone who's done it, at least on a motorcycle. I did meet someone who said he did it in a car, a lot back and forth in one day. So that was a very nice trip to go all the way down to Eilat on the motorcycle. And the second I got there, I got a phone call that my good friend for over 20 years had passed away. And I didn't know what to do. The funeral was in 2 hours. So am I going to go from Eilat back to Yerushalayim in 2 hours? And so that was an interesting experience. So I was in Eilat for, in the end, about 2 hours, and then drove back. And that was very blessed to have that trip. But my favorite really was going to En Gedi and the waterfalls by the Dead Sea. Also very beautiful. So that's the recollection. And I've written many Torahs while I was driving. I learned a lot of Torah. I have an audio, Bluetooth, to listen to Gemara. So thousands, hundreds and hundreds of blots of Gemara on the new bike. I finished Shas probably a couple times on the scooter. So I'm hoping to once again be able to continue these trips, but that's a recollection of some of the experiences I had.